of the Ohio State Buckeyes, a place that's home to such legendary names as Archie, Woody, Zeke, and Stroud. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see, the number 6 team in the country, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, taking on the winners of 4 straight, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. And the Buckeyes will kick it away first. No chance for a return as that ball flies out of the back of the end zone. This crowd bringing an ear-splitting welcome to their visitors. Quick pass on the fly motion. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Going downfield for the big play. Fires into traffic, picked off. Didn't let him get loose on the return, but as they have the ball at the 47.
And on this opening drive, the offense trying to be aggressive, attacking deep down the field. But they're going to have to do a better job of taking advantage of those one-on-one matchups because that time the defense won. They were able to high point the football, creating the interception.
The give to the lone running back. At the 40, there he goes. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. As they unpack the pile, it's part of Ohio State's DNA to have a lethal running game.
And this is a trend, Reese. We can go back as long as you want to go back, and we can go back a couple years to J.K. Dobbins, and we can go all the way back to Eddie George. They always find great running backs at Ohio State.
They're getting this guy lathered up. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. The Buckeyes headed quickly to the line. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. They'll play it safe and try for 3. This is going to have to be unleashed from 54 yards out. Oh, and the attempt is no good. And after the miss, guys, the score stays right where it is. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this drive.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. They'll give it to the back. Pulls his way forward. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Now on 2nd down. Back to pass, it's Raiola. Trying to get behind the defense. He's got it downfield for a huge gain.
Gain of 29 on the play. That's a first down for the offense.
They'll put it in play from the 41 on 1st down. Motion trying to get the defense to show its hand. And it's picked off. Looking for more room. Inside the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Buckeyes. A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense.
What an incredible individual effort by that big fella there. And David, you know, it's funny, I've been hearing more and more about how these D linemen are the best athletes on the field.
I present to you Exhibit A. Look at the big fella. Not only does he make the catch, okay, so I can be a DB, I can be a wide receiver, I can catch it. I got the ball in my hands, guess what else I am? I'm a running back. I take that thing all the way back to the house. Exhibit A, the best athletes on the football field.
Not going to get a return here. They'll bring it out to the 25 as the kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive, throwing a pick-6, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. Well, I think this is really dependent, too, on the leaders in this huddle right now to step up, help this offense get back on pace here on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is frothing at the mouth. They're excited. They're jacked up. They just made a big play. They got all the momentum, so they're ready to hunt.
Unloads to the wideout. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body.
I love the decision by the quarterback. He found the open man, just don't love the throw. Got to be a little bit more accurate, make it easier on your target.
Looking to pass. It's Raiola. Throws to the tight end. He's got it. They'll get the 1st down. It's spotted on the 49.
Hard work pays off, guys. These offenses work so hard week in and week out, working on those critical down distances, 3rd downs. And having that conversion this early in the game, that's got to feel good for this offense.
Pulls it in. All kinds of running room. A huge gain on that one. Out of bounds, and he has the 1st down.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
After coming up with back-to-back explosive plays, here they are, 1st and goal. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires into the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. On to attempt the try. And it's up and good. They put together a 5-play, 75-yard drive. And it was finished off with a 2-yard touchdown total. Here's the return from inside his 10. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I can go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Quick pass on the jet motion. Crosses the 45. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and he's going to run a route, if he's going to block, or if he has the football. That time, he was able to outflank the defense and hurt them to get that first down.
Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. The time-honored phrase for a quarterback is field general. This dude, in this environment, he's like a stadium commander. He's like an elevated rank above field general.
He's like an orchestrator. He knows how to set them off and bring it up and bring the excitement of the big plays and make it look easy time and time again. And that's why this offense is so impressive.
That's the end of the first quarter, with the score tied 7-7.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down.
And that's all you want, right? You want that first down, understand the situation, understand I got to get north and south, get a first down, get a new set of downs.
The Buckeyes with the 1st and 10. He wants to throw. It's complete to the right. Obliterates him, still on the move. Touchdown, Ohio State. Made the grab and finished the deal in the end zone.
I love it. Nice play call, nice design. Get the ball to your speedster and let him do the rest. Try to find a way to isolate guys and get matchups, and you did it with your running back, slash receiver there, and he did the rest.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. Utah is getting smoked. This is unexpected. This is alarming. And I've been on social and already seen a couple of recruits change their minds. They're trailing by 17 to Texas Tech. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business. Gentlemen?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Got his man on the right. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, he was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
Going up top on first down. Snagged in the middle. It's Allen. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down.
I'll tell you what, that's great execution between the QB and receiver. They look like they could execute that throw in their sleep. Quarterback took his steps, threw it on time. Great route by the receiver. Nice job securing the catch.
The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. Looking to move it through the air. Pocket starts to collapse. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
And that is priority number one for defenses. Get to the quarterback. Affect him. Get hits on him. They do it right here. Get their first sack of the game. Last game, by the way, last time out, they had 5. Let's see what this defense can continue to do.
To the air, it's Raiola. Sends it downfield. And he reels it in inside the 30. Touchdown, Huskers! And once he got loose, it was all over.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away.
Number 12, set to kick off.
He'll bring it out. It's Lincoln. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16.
Take over. First and
10. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that...
And that pass is intercepted. Didn't let him get loose on the return, but he'll take it as they have the ball at the 47.
Some defensive players just have a knack. I've played with guys throughout the course of my career that you can't coach it. It's not speed, it's not strength, it's literally... I know when to break on the football, how to go get it, and how to pull it in. It's just a knack.
On target. Still running at the 40. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Power football with the run. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big game now, but down the road, 3rd, 4th quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
And you can forget running in the middle against this defense.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Allen. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st down. The clock has stopped, and we've reached the 2-minute warning before halftime. And the Huskers are moving quickly down the field.
Well, this defense is being challenged, and this secondary in particular. And I know a DB made the tackle there, but we're only in the 2nd quarter, and already this quarterback has over 200 yards passing.
And that is interception number 3 on the day. Takes it the other way, and they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And this ball looks like it just got away from the quarterback. I think he made the right decision. He was going to the receiver that seemed open, but just not very accurate on the throw, and that leads to the interception.
The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get lathered up.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Keeps him. And the defense is there. He got away for a second, but not for long as they knock him down for a loss. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. They'll run play action. Pressure. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Oh, the fumble and the defense got it. Touchdown, Nebraska. Don't just get the ball, score with the ball, and the defense did. What a play by the defense there. Loose football, country fumble, pick it up with room, scoop, and score.
No doubt, country versus city. When it's a country fumble, nobody around. I got to pick that puppy up and do some damage with it. Nice job of seeing the situation, scooping it up, making a play.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Lincoln. He stopped at the 23, a couple yards short of where he would have been with a touchback. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. This thing has sort of gotten away the last couple of possessions. They've been a little too generous, David.
Yeah, like a non-profit, man, like a charity, giving the football away too much. You got to take care of the football, Jesse. Otherwise, you got no shot to win this football game.
You're right, man. At this level of college football, it doesn't matter how talented you are. It doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're sloppy and you put the football on the ground or you throw picks, you're going to find yourself behind on the scoreboard.
On 2nd down, he'll try to make the connection this time. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
Using the quick game. At the 40, there he goes. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. And the Buckeyes have it with a 1st and 10. Fires left. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Just inside the 35, 1st and 10 from the 34. He's looking to throw it. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
Good job on defense, getting a hand on it, tipping it up in the air. They weren't able to pick it off, but they do force the incompletion.
2nd down coming up. He's looking to throw. He's going to fire deep. Touchdown, Buckeyes! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. We trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
So they got the touchdown now, going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this.
Gonna take a shot. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
Oh, that is a throw that is just going to haunt this quarterback. He had his target wide open, running deep. That should be a touchdown, but the QB overthrew him. That is going to haunt this quarterback tonight.
Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Corner's going to give them room. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. Scanning the field, it's Raiola. He makes the connection. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays.
Nebraska.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. They'll throw it on first down. Fires to the big fella. Stopped at the 47-yard line, a 10-yard gain, and they'll move the markers. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half, maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Oh, he tosses it back. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Incomplete. They took a shot to wrap up the half and came up empty. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Cornhuskers will kick it off to start the second half. From inside the 10, here he comes. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. Looking for that first down on 3rd and short from the 28. They'll try to run for it. He'll make a play on 3rd down. He's got enough for the first as they mark it at the 32.
That is how it's done on 3rd down and short. No doubt about it. An easy hole to get through and clearly get the first down.
If you really want to simplify football, the low man wins. That time the offense got the better of the D. Easily picked that up.
To the ground. He's got it again. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Finds his tight end. And an absolutely fearless tackle. Giving up size, still got him on the turf.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
3rd down coming up after that completion. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
Tie game here early in the second half, and offensively, you're hoping to get something going. But after that incompletion, it kind of kills all of your momentum. This quarterback is really going to have to lock in here for the rest of this game if they're going to win.
Make sure that there's not going to be a return on this one. Ball's out of bounds, and I think they'll mark it right around the 25. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Quick handoff. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
They can really be aggressive after that last play at 2nd and 3. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. It's amazing how play by a backfield can really swing the momentum not only of a series but of a game sometimes.
All you're trying to do is create negative plays, to get them behind the sticks a little bit, to get those sacks, to get those tackles for losses. You see so much stunting in college football up front with the defensive line because you know once you get one of those plays, you got the offense right where you want it.
He threw that one with some serious heat. This senior quarterback doesn't need a lot of space to get it in there. The Huskers getting set on 1st and 10. Looking for a man. It's Raiola. Looking left. Finds a man by himself. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
He came into this year with big expectations. Everybody expecting him to stat it up. And now with that last completion, he's already over 2,000 yards passing for the season.
Now the crowd responding in the red zone, trying to help this defense. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. He's back to throw on 2nd down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And you must do that against a guy of this caliber. This kind of QB will absolutely pick you apart. You got to get hurries. You got to get pressures. And when you can get hits and make him feel the physicality of the game, maybe you can take that guy and knock.
Touchdown, Cornhuskers! And that one will put him up here in the 2nd half. Lining up to add another. And the extra point makes it a 28-21 score. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Nebraska, 28. Ohio State, 21.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26.
Buckeyes will take over 1st and 10.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Feeling the heat as he lets it go. Picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And we know turnover margin is a huge part of winning ball games. Interception number 2, his quarterback has to do a better job taking care of the football. Don't force it. Take the high completion percentage stuff. Don't always try to go for the big play.
Stopped at the 44, but he got 10 on the play.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
Ohio State, 21.
second down here as they go back to work after the break. The run from the shotgun. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And how about this offense, man? Being able to succeed, still winning without their bell cow, without their star being their star. This offense has not had a great game on the ground, but they're still in the lead.
Grab near the sticks. It's Allen. And he'll be marked down, but he's got enough to move the chains.
Well, this guy's been a go-to guy for this offense all game long. We've seen that. And here on a critical third down late in the game with the lead, guess who shows up with another big one? That guy.
Caught behind the line. It's Allen.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
Tried to pound it on first down, now back to the line. Tosses to the quarterback. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. The number one job is to protect their quarterback, and they did not.
They did not, but my number one job as a defensive lineman is to attack your quarterback and get him on the ground just like this, get in the sack, rattle this guy as much as you can, as many hits as possible on these quarterbacks.
Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. And he grabs it at the 15.
Man, I love this guy's toughness. All game long, he's been getting hit. He's been sacked multiple times, and here we are late in the game. He's still staring down the barrel, gets nailed, but is able to deliver a big completion for his offense.
Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Husker. And they take it in for 6 more points. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win. They say there's no more loyal fan base than the one at Nebraska. Well, this guy is becoming their hero with this performance.
And Nebraska fans have a special place in their heart for a quarterback that can run it, that can throw it, show you all the dimensions of their game because they've had so many great ones in the past. And this guy, he looks like the future.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Line gets set, first down. He's going to pass. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the 4th quarter, everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet, but it's getting pretty close.
And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity.
And I like the first thought process right here. Run the football. We want to run that clock with the lead. Thank you to the defense for forcing that turnover, setting us up. Now, if we can put a few first downs together, we're looking really good.
Well, it's not a home run, but it's just enough by the running back to move the chains.
They'll go to the fullback. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Now it's 2nd and goal. A run for the quarterback. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is 3rd and goal. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of a field goal, but it's 3rd and goal. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska! They can now exhale just a little bit with that lead, and they are close to a victory here in the 8th week of the season. Well, Little Red's probably turning into Big Red with pride right now with this performance he's turning in.
And, man, he is in his bag. He's running it. He's throwing it. This defense is like, habit, what? Which way do I go? Who's got the football? He is setting this defense on fire.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Lincoln. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David, but I'll say this. If you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in.
He'll loft one deep down the left side. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Graham. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered.
And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Man, this defense did a perfect job understanding the situation. You know you got the lead. You know they're going to be passing. And you come after the quarterback, get the big hit. You get pressure on the quarterback, good things happen, and they make the big INT.
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Going to work on second down in the red zone, is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Wide receiver shows motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And a good solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.